As with every good Neighborhood Watch program, it's the residents themselves that make it a success. And joining us now are Edie and Omar Heineman. They're going to tell us why they feel a Neighborhood Watch program is important and why people should become involved. Omar, Edie, thank you so much for joining us today on Life in SoCal. And we'll start with you, Omar. Why do you feel it's important that a Neighborhood Watch program be implemented? And let's give us your thoughts on that.
I think it's outstanding because due to these neighborhood watches, there's less crime, there's less activity of any kind that would damage our neighborhoods. At the same time, we have kind of like a group teamwork within the neighborhood, and we work together just to not only protect our properties, but protect the neighborhood and also let it grow. And due to the society nowadays, this is kind of like a must for me, and I feel proud of our Neighborhood Watch because we're outstanding. We have police officers, people from the state, and especially the San Bernardino County that I'm very grateful for. They always respond quickly, and for all the great neighbors that we have, I feel that it's kind of like a lottery to be in an outstanding neighborhood as we have, and I just thank you for it, and especially for all the neighbors that we have now.
And you mentioned it's the connectedness of this Neighborhood Watch program, because there's elderly people that are all alone, and they, without a Neighborhood Watch program and the communication going on throughout the community, they feel disconnected. So that I just feel exactly the way you do it. It's important along those lines as well. And Edie, how do you feel about your sentiments? Probably echo those of Omar, I'm sure.
Well, probably yes. I mean, he said it, all together, but it just helps us to connect with our neighbors and to know who they are. And if there's something, if there is a senior or something that's in trouble or something, they're not there for 3 or 4 days, and somebody not knowing what's going on.
Absolutely.
So we get to know each other and us walking the dogs, and it's safe also for them too, and our children, so they can grow up in a good neighborhood. Because back in the day, used to say it takes a whole village to raise a kid. So we have to stick together. We have to know who our neighbors are.
Absolutely, because and again, the Neighborhood Watch program gets that instituted. Thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
With us now is Sharon Darling and Jerry Zuniga. They're with the City of San Bernardino Police Commissions. They're going to tell us how they feel Neighborhood Watch is important and why you should become involved. Thank you so much for joining us today on Life in SoCal. And Sharon, let's start with you. Why do you feel that Neighborhood Watch is important, and why should people start it and keep it going?
Well, the social cohesion alone makes it a worthwhile program. In neighborhoods where people know one another, crime is really stifled and slowed down a whole lot. One of the major premises of a Neighborhood Watch is for people to get to know each other, and research has shown that if I know your kids, if I'm not afraid to yell at your kids, that's going to have a huge impact on the neighborhood. Cohesion brings you that.
It kind of goes along with the ideology of it takes a community to help the kids go along properly. So,
it takes a community.
Yeah.
You know your neighbors, you're going to have a much more peaceful, nice neighborhood. If you know your neighbors, if you're aware of all of them and know who you're talking to, right? Right. See, she's a future commissioner.
My name is Anaya.
Anaya.
Be on TV.
Okay, you will be. And Jerry Zuniga, we're going to ask you as well. How do you feel about the Neighborhood Watch program, and why you feel it's important for people to become involved?
The Neighborhood Watch program is very important to everybody that lives in the neighborhood. Without knowing your neighbors, many people don't even know who their neighbors are, what they do, and what you're about. You need to get together with your neighbors, find out, see what their problems are, so you can be able to work those problems out. Because if you're living in a neighborhood, how you can be able to solve the problems that are going around there. So that's why you need to talk to your neighbors, that's my thing is talking to neighbors, make sure that that you know what they're going through. You're probably impact the same problems that they're going through, and be able to help them out to stop a lot of the crimes and everything else, because there is quite a bit, that goes on in different areas. So by getting with your neighbors and letting them know what's going on in your area, maybe you help them out and work together. That's the way we're going to solve everything, and it's working. I see a big impact that it's working out. So that's the key thing.
I would say, in conjunction, it really helps our law enforcement. It really helps our law enforcement do what they do by we being organized and we working together as a team. That helps. It helps to combat crime, wouldn't you say?
I would say it definitely cuts down on unnecessary calls for prowlers, for other things, because if I see his house with somebody I don't know around it, I'm going to call him, and then I might even confront the person.
And you would say the same too, right, Jerry?
I think that's the best thing, because if I have my garage door open and I have people going in there that shouldn't be there, my neighbor sees us, oh, well, I don't recognize that person. Well, maybe I should go down there or call the police. Most times it's not even good to walk up to the person. Just call the police and let them handle it. And that's the best way. But, neighbors are just like family.
An invaluable asset in community safety. Absolutely.
And with that, I agree with that. Definite. That was the perfect way to sum this up. It's absolutely true. Thank you so much for joining us today and talking with us. Thank you. Strength within a community is based within unity, but also within its leadership team. And with us is Wendy McCamick, the councilperson for the Ward 7 area of the city of San Bernardino. She's going to tell us why it's important to her that a community come together within a neighborhood watch program, and why it's important to keep that momentum going. Wendy, thank you so much for joining us today on Life in SoCal, and just tell the viewers out there why you feel it's important to organize a neighborhood watch program.
Well, this particular neighborhood watch group, which is 24th, 25th Street in the city of San Bernardino, generally between East Street and Arrowhead, has a long history of staying involved, a long history of going door to door and asking each neighbor to participate as being a good neighborhood. Safe neighborhood, watching each other's children, making sure that they're not doing bad things, and making sure that if there's anybody strange in the neighborhood, they're alerting each other to it. John, you've experienced something similar where you've tried to get your section of your street to be active and vigilant and not allowing bad behavior. To me, neighborhood watch groups are a preventative measure to stopping bad behavior. But when you have a block party like this, I think what happens is neighbors that would have normally come out to, say, a neighborhood meeting because they don't want to be criticized for maybe doing something that some other neighbors aren't happy with, they get an opportunity to sit and talk in more of a social surrounding. And I think that's what this does. I've seen some of these same faces year after year at this particular block party, but frankly, I see some new faces, and that tells me that they're a little less afraid to interact with their neighbors. And maybe some of the folks, for instance, that have some brown lawns on the block might be encouraged to see other people's lawns and say, well, wait a minute, you know what? Theirs looks nice. Mine probably should too. So that's what I see this as being.
So, and you just bring up an interesting point. It's not just the neighborhood watch program in and of itself, but it's also about making the community a nicer, more beautiful place to live.
I'll tell you, if I were queen for a day, I would take every 20 blocks, each set of 20 blocks, and of residential neighborhoods, and I would deem them some special name, whatever they wanted to be. Okay. And then I would empower them to do exactly what this group of blocks has done within its little confines. There's no gates, there's no, oh, you can't come to my neighborhood. But what it is, oh, that's the 24th, 25th Street neighborhood watch group. You better not do anything bad in that neighborhood. You know why? Because people pay attention and they watch what's going on. You do that for every 20 blocks, something like they do in Philadelphia. They give them a mural. That's what their group of blocks or streets is called, and it's highlighted by that mural. And then everybody that's involved owns that piece of their neighborhood. The empowering of people to own their own neighborhoods brings the streets back to the homeowners and the responsible tenants, not to bad influences that come into a neighborhood that are not there for good reasons.
And you know, I have to echo what she's saying in that this area, and even in beyond 24th and 25th Street, this whole Ward 7 area is committed to having a community, and not a fragmented community, but a committed, joined community. And you're part of that, being on that leadership team and overseeing and encouraging each of us to keep this momentum going. Councilperson McCamick, thank you so much for joining us today, and we really appreciate you taking time to talk to us.
You're very, very welcome. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and get involved in your own neighborhood. It's up to you.
Thank you for your service to the city of San Bernardino.
I'm honored to have been put here. Thanks.
Well, that wraps up our visit with the Ward 7 area of the City of San Bernardino's annual Neighborhood Watch Block Party celebration. And through these interviews, we hope that you've been inspired to start a Neighborhood Watch program within your community. If you'd like to know more about starting a Neighborhood Watch program, visit your city's website. So until next time, I'm John Shollenberger for Life in SoCal. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again next time.